Hi, fourth graders. This is Miss K, and this is Unit 3, Lesson 5. And this unit has to do with the same poem that we read yesterday. So here is your vocab for today. Defer is a verb, and that means to put off or delay. Fester is a verb, and that means to grow infected. A renaissance is a noun, and that's a time period when many people are interested in big ideas. And often in a Renaissance, lots of people are creating art and music and literature. So it's a very artistic time period. And we've got figurative language, and those are words or phrases that mean more than their dictionary definition. So similes, metaphors are two examples that we've learned about. A literal meaning is the dictionary definition of a word. So if I say it's raining cats and dogs, the literal meaning would be that there are cats and dogs falling out of the sky. The figurative meaning is that it's raining really hard. So the literal meaning is the dictionary definition. The figurative meaning is not what the dictionary says, it's beyond that. A metaphor compares two things, but it does not use like or as, and a simile compares two things, but it does use like or as. All right, so I'm going to reread this poem. It says, what happens to a dream deferred? And this is called Harlem, and it's written by Langston Hughes. What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun? Or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat? Or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load. Or does it explode? Okay, so it says the previous lesson introduced a poem by Langston Hughes. What was the title of this poem? Dreams Deferred, Harlem, or A Raisin in the Sun? Name the two different kinds of dreams we can have. So if I say, I am dreaming, I could mean two different things. What are those two different kinds of dreams that we have? And number 3, I just went over this. What is the literal meaning of a word? Go back and listen to that vocabulary. Okay, so this one asks, is this sentence literal or figurative? I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. Number 5 asks, what does that mean? And why would you say that to someone? So this same quote here, what does that mean? And why would someone say that? Number 6, what is a simile in your own words? Number 7, what is a metaphor in your own words? Okay, please make sure to rewind this video, listen to that vocab again. Every answer you need is there. Okay. All right, so we're going to read about Langston Hughes for the second part of our reading today. So this is a photograph of him. Langston Hughes was an African-American poet whose long career inspired numerous other writers. Born on February 1st, 1902 in Joplin, Missouri, he moved to Lincoln, Ohio at age 13. He began writing poetry there and eventually became one of the most influential poets of the Harlem Renaissance, a movement of African-American artists and writers during the 1920s. Hughes wrote about African-American life between the 1920s and 1960s. His experiences traveling the world influenced his poetry. His work had many different topics, from beautiful things such as music and love, to ugly things such as discrimination and racism. His style was compared to jazz and blues music, perhaps due to its repetition and rhythm, or perhaps because his poems are lyrical and emotional. Hughes was proud of his culture and heritage, despite facing strict racial segregation. His poetry showed readers the injustice of racism and imagined a world of equality. He died in 1967. Okay, so using this little biography here, we're going to answer questions 8 and 9. So in what years, look for the years that he lived, and what was the main theme of his poetry. So that is your reading lesson for today. I'm also going to go over your skills lesson. Remember that they are related. So your skills and reading, they go together for the lesson. So for this one, you're going to watch this video. So go ahead and click on that link and watch this video. and you're going to answer the questions as you watch. So I would open up the video and wait for the answers to the question, and when I hear it, go back and fill it in and continue watching the video. So you've got 6 questions. Number 1, what term describes the large amount of creative work in Harlem in the 1920s? So what was that called when lots of people were creating art in Harlem during this time? Number 2, what kinds of creative work were being done? Number 3, what appealed to Hughes about Harlem? So why did he go there? What interested him? Number 4, how was Harlem different in the 1950s from the 1920s? And number 5, why might Hughes think of the Harlem neighborhood as a place where people's hopes and dreams were deferred? Remember, deferred means put off. So why do you think people's dreams were put off in this Harlem neighborhood? And lastly, this is an opinion question. If Hughes had the chance to give people advice on how to live life, what do you think he would tell them about their dreams? So what would Hughes tell people to do about their dreams? All right, that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed our poem, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.